Hello, good evening, ladies and gentle cars. We are here for the finale of MSRL season number 6, and we are heading to none other than our noisy neighbors down south, the Singapore Grand Prix at the Marina Bay Street circuit. Well, it has been long coming. This track update, whoops, as I hear myself in the background, excuse me. It has been a long-awaited track update in real life as well. It is cutting the turn 14 all the way down to turn 15. That is, it's one long straight now instead of a complex of corners. We have short qualifying here under the lights in Singapore. Always beautiful to watch this. And we also have a 50% race coming up right after that. It is going to be 32 laps as it has been updated in real life. Oops, excuse me. Well, excuse that untimely introduction of that F1 theme for some reason. But here we are back in the lobby. And finally, we have the countdown started. 18 minutes of short qualifying that usually presents us with 3 qualifying laps. Let's see who is able to make it work today. We have 13 drivers right now on track. We have one more driver should be joining us right after this as well. So we will have 14 drivers, and a surprise for today, we have safety car increased. So hopefully that spices up a lot of the things that may happen. Knowing the league status, how league races usually go, you might even get someone who is driving extra cautiously, and we will never get a safety car despite that. Ditto has retired from the session. That is our championship winner of season 6, Sharis, who's running a different name for some reason today. He is confirmed to be the season 6 world champion, world drivers champion, and also Red Bull have secured the constructors championship as well. So beautifully done there from Red Bull the entire season, not just by Ditto, Sharis, but also by Hot Stuff, who is the second driver in the Red Bull team, to bring home the points to secure it with one race to go. And now we'll have quite a bit of battles here still on track to be settled. We have the championship for P2, which is currently being led by Swiss, and then P3 is Zach is okay in the AlphaTauri that we are riding with. No, we are riding with his teammate actually. We are riding on board with Zach right now, who is challenging for that P2 spot if he can get a win around here today and Switch doesn't score a point. So all the permutations will have been shared in the Discord channel to the drivers before the race, and they know what they need to do today. We have quite a bit of championship battles between Williams and Haas and Ferrari, all sorts of things. Mercedes as well, AlphaTauri, everyone are still battling out for the points here today. So let's get started as we gently bring up the UI and you can see who's going where, and we'll go around the first lap, which is going to be by, well, I see an Alfa Romeo out on track. Let's follow them around. Quite a few intermediate runs here, as you can see. That is obviously the idea here, to lay down some rubber out on track and save a little bit of, just save one full set of fresh soft tires for the race. And that is going to be beneficial once they, go into the race. Late safety cars might turn things around and those fresh soft tires will come in play. So let's go back to a good view like this and see what we can find out here today. Here we go, Zach is starting his lap here. Into turn 1, as you want to see, you want to take a very wide entry here. Turn 1 comes up real quick, over the curbs here. Now turn the car in on the exit, use the exit curb as well. A little bit of wheel spin probably, but nothing too bad here. And a tight entry with a widening exit here. Really running close to the walls there, risking it for the biscuit there. but this is all it's gonna take if you want to get a pole around here. Right between the 50 and 100, over the curbs here on the exit. Now bring it back to the left, tight on the entry, and then open up the exit. A little bit of yellow there. There seems to be a Mercedes running slowly on the exit. Bring it close to the walls again. And here, the George Russell's broken dreams here, almost hitting the wall as well. I'm at high call there first to set lap time. Over the curb as well, very close to hitting the walls. And now here comes the Anderson Bridge and the hairpin. This is going to be the first of the two longer straights here on the back straight. It's going to be one overtaking spot around here. Oh, there's a little bit of an impeding there by the Ferrari. That is not going to be a good case for whichever Ferrari that was. That was Aswan who had impeded well, our buddy here, Zach, for a little bit. And I'm pretty sure Zach will not be happy with that. So anyway, we are heading back out to the track. Last corner here, a little bit of dirty air probably from the Mercedes, maybe a toe as well, but Zach brings it home for P1 right now, 29.2, 1.2 seconds ahead of Ayman Haikal, and some of the big hitters are yet to start their lap time, so we'll see these lap times drop as the session progresses. We still have 30 minutes to go. Track evolution is a big thing around here. Let's see if that is going to be a crucial decision to make if drivers would want to set a lap time later on in their session. Now let's get maybe a view on one of the Ferraris, Aswan, who is starting the lap time here, currently in P8. I think they might have started the lap time earlier, going for a slower lap this time around, and now they are on a second lap here. So let's see how much they can improve. They have won the two other races that Sharice did not won this season, so that's a strong performance there by Aswan. And now coming to Singapore, might be a little bit difficult. He is on the pad, so Singapore is not exactly known to be a pad-friendly track, but we'll see if drivers have the pace to overcome that as well. And now coming into last turn, the DRS straight before the end of Sector 2, Aswan, let's see his time, he's 13 seconds up. Well, that's probably going to put him pretty close into the 30s already, into the 29s here, if he can maintain a good momentum through the last sector. Long straight here, this is being replaced, is replacing all that cornering complex and one long straight. We might see some overtakes here for drivers if they, mess up the last DRS straight, and Aswan hits it the pits. And now let's jump on board with Shahey, the other Ferrari who's about to start his lap time. A little bit wide there, as you can see, just missing the apex very so slightly. It might have costed maybe half a tenth at most, maybe a tenth, I don't know. Now into the George Russell corner, running a little bit wide as well, but bringing the car tight over the curbs as well in qualifying. And once again into the Anderson Bridge, let's see how it does it this time. Looked a little bit sluggish there, the car didn't want to turn in. Now into the end of Sector 2, 104.9. He's not even going to be close to challenging Zach's pole time right now. It might be tight. Here we go. The second back straight here, and break around the 75 meter board, clung the inside curb on the outside as well. Running close to the wall, and now final corner. Orange barriers where you want to turn in and onto the start finish line. It is at 29.999. Well, we were saying if it's going to be in the 29s. He proved us just by 1,000. So quite a bit of time to find there. Shahey, 7 tenths to pole position. So that's quite easily obtainable around here in Singapore if you increase your confidence as well with every run. He'll still have 9 minutes, so that's probably about enough time for 2 runs if he can make it back to the pits quite quickly. Now let's see, we have a Haas running out on track. That is Mackie, who has been putting in a significant performance as a reserve in the season here. And this time around, he's in the Haas with his good friend Easy. And what can they cook up this weekend to gain that championship positions for Haas? Alright, as you see, Number crossing the line, setting a lap time, 1.5 seconds off the pole time, puts him up to P5 right now. A good starting position to be in. A bit of yellow in the middle sectors. The Ferraris are just lining up with each other. We also have Switz, who in the other Mercedes, the leading Mercedes, who has started his lap time as well. We'll jump on board with him right after this. Let's see, MACD 5.1. That's about 2 tenths behind Shai's lap time, so it's going to put him somewhere around P3, P4, given how he has been going so far. It's not a bad lap time either. Oh, a bit wide there. Just a little bit wide. And I think he's probably lost a good 2 or 3 tenths there. He's down to P5 right now. And Manikal goes up to P4. Let's go on board with Switz, who has... well, he's going for a second run here. Presumably on the same set of tires. And it's 2 seconds up on his delta, 5 seconds up on his delta. So that is still 1.5 seconds to go before he reaches Zach's pole time here. Let's see if he can pull anything out of the hat to get a front row start around here. Oh, there you go. It is a pole position for Switz. Despite a little bit sideways moment in the chicane after the 2 back straights, it comes out to pull off a 29.2, just barely a tenth ahead. And Scientist, wow, we've missed all the action right as that was going on. Just 1/10 away from pole and nearly matching his teammate Zach. So a very strong performance to begin with for the AlphaTauri this time around, who are still hunting for that elusive championship positions in the constructors. There's not much left to be fought by these drivers in their drivers championship, but for the constructors, I think 2 and 3 is a very good starting position. Oh, Scientist really pushing it there, taking some of these in laps as their practice laps as well. And very good lap, despite not doing much practice here, as Scientist said early on before the race started. So I wonder if he'd have practiced. That would have probably been a good time for pole. And Scientist, you want to be careful there, mate. You don't want to end your qualifying early. You still have one more opportunity to start. And let's go. We have another Haas crossing the line. And this time, that is... well, I lost it. That was Easy, who just finished his lap time. Now 2 tenths behind Switz. So it is starting to bunch up now. Every driver is starting to gain confidence and gaining a little bit more lap time in every corner. Track evolution is definitely playing a factor as well as we head into the final 5 minutes of the session. So let's ride on board with Elia, who would probably be happy to get a podium in his home track as well. He did get a podium back in, well, was it Vegas or something? I forgot. But that was due to post-race penalties. He finished P4 and got a P3 at the end of that. And currently he's 5 tenths away from pole. Pretty sure he can find a little bit more time here to get closer to the top 3 here. So pretty close field, considering we still have 5 minutes to go. Charis doing himself a challenge, giving us a challenge as well by starting last here. So doing a last to first is probably a good way to end off a season as a champion and to show off why you deserve that trophy. I was one here. Oh, he's locking up his tires as he's going. I'm guessing he's warming up his tires as he's going along. We have a few more drivers starting the lap time. So let's see Zach once again. Can he retake the pole position? Let's go into turn 1 and 2. A little bit messy there. I think he hesitated on the throttle. Double step on the steering as well. Now down into turn whatever it is. And now onto the first DRS straight off the track. And this is where we'll see the split time coming on right after this. And so far, that is a very good improvement, 2/10 up. And that is an Alfa Romeo right in his way. I don't think Zach will be happy with that. That Alfa Romeo should have gotten out of the way much earlier. Regardless, we still continue into the George Russell corner here. Run wide and bring the car back in. Flick it over the bump a little bit. Avoid the walls, of course, but bring it as close as you can under the Anderson Bridge. How much has he lost, though, I wonder, because of that impeding earlier. And now into the middle sector, still 2.5 tenths up. That would have been a lot more lap time there, pretty sure, at least a tenth or two. And this is looking like it's going to break into the 28s if he can keep up the momentum. Here we go, a few more corners to go. Zach now into the chicane, over the curbs, nicely there, and bring it very close to the wall, almost kissing the wall. Now flick it in for the last two corners, very confident, across the line. This is going to be a 28.5, a 7/10 improvement for Zach is okay. And Zach is looking like he's going to take his first ever pole position here in the MSRL season number 6 on the finale as well. So what a good lap there, brilliant lap I must say, to go pole by more than half a second, almost 7/10 to Switz, who we thought put in a very good performance early on. Right, Shaheen in the meantime, in the Ferrari, the other Ferrari has put in a lap time good enough for P5 right now, 1 second away. So as you can see, Zach is really in his own groove here today, whereas the rest of the field is playing catch up as this session goes on. As1, on the other hand, I think is doing a little bit of race practice here if I'm right, or just probably trying to qualify on the medium tires here. Save a set of softs for the race. I don't know what's the plan here in the Ferrari camp today. It's all seems fuzzy up and down the grid. Now with 2 minutes to go, let's quickly take a breather. To everyone who is in the chat, welcome to the stream. This is the finale of season number 6, and then we'll go on a 2 weeks break for the entire MSRL server. And back in January, we are back for ACC season number 4. It's going to be a short 4-race calendar on the Porsche Cup cars. So that's going to be interesting as well. So interested to sign up for that, join us in MSRL right now. If you're already in the server, inquire about it in the general chat, and we will guide you through the sign up process. In the meantime, let's get back on track and see our championship. Well, championship's pretty much over. Rivals on track, Switz and Zach. How can they perform? Now Switz is going to start his lap time, so let's ride on board with him and see how he does this time around. Okay, there we go. It's a good improvement to begin with. A 10.5 up. Well, Zach was about 2.5 tenths up, so Switz will probably need to find another 10 somewhere. Middle sector. This is where the most corners are on the circuits on this sector. And now let's see how much more he can find, how much aggressive he can get. Very wide there, and it almost hit the walls. That might have costed it a little bit of time taking a confidence lift. Under hairpin in Anderson Bridge, onto the DRS straight here, and now heading into the braking zone. We'll see the split time coming up, only 3 tenths up, so Switz still needs to find about 4 tenths if he wants to get anywhere close to the pole position, but he is inching ever so much closer. Zach improves his lap time once again, goes 28.4, and Switz has to target to improve even further now. Last 2 corners coming up right here, and now one left and another left. How much confident can he be with the track limits? Very confident he is. Across the line, it is Only at 28.6, a tenth and a half away from pole position. Sweets almost did it there. But Zach came out better and he will be taking the pole position for today by the looks of it. Scientist is still going on a lap and he has invalidated his lap time, so there's no more attempts left for him. Magdi's into the pits and officially I think we have the end of the session. So that means, well, as much as we would hope for someone else to improve, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be. Well, down in P13, Sharis is definitely doing a first to last to first challenge. Well, my bad for saying first to last. He is doing a last to first challenge. Kendra has finally joined us just in time to select his car and starting in the Alpine. Otherwise, he would have been starting in a random car. So good luck is on his side here today. He will be starting from the back of the grid this time around, of course. And well, that is a qualifying completed here in Singapore. Brilliant performance there by the drivers, and we'll have an explosive first row over there with the AlphaTauri of Zach taking his first ever pole position here in MSRL on the final race of the season. Sweets will line up alongside him, and further 5 tenths away is Easy in the Haas, a Scientist in the AlphaTauri as well. So 1 and 4 for the AlphaTauri. Can they convert this into a double podium or even a decent finishing points position for the team and get them across the line to gain a few more positions in the championship? We'll find out. As1 in P7 just doing laps on the mediums here, probably saving some set of softs there for the race, and we will now enter the race. Let's have a 2 minutes break. Hopefully no one presses start early. We've been dishing out penalties for all those naughty boys here this time around. And to the viewers in the chat as well, drop your predictions. Who do you think is going to win this race? Is it going to be Zach? Is it going to be Sweets, who always seems to have a little bit of a race pace advantage over Zach here? Zach usually has the quali pace advantage. Or is it going to be Sharis, who's starting all the way down in P13, and will he make it through to the front of the grid? We also have safety car on increase today, just as to spice things up around here in Singapore. And that might just bring up a safety car to every other lap if someone decides to be naughty with the walls. And that means we'll have 32 laps full of, well, I want to say mayhem, but let's just put it as action on track. Hello, Zachary. Potato? Yes, potato. Yes, potatoes are full of starch. Starch is broken down into glucose by the salivary amylase, and then it's further digested in your small intestine by the intestinal amylase, and that gives you glucose, which gives you energy. And that's a fun fact for you today. Well, I correct myself. It's not intestinal amylase, it's pancreatic amylase, produced by the pancreas. And now with all of that science facts out of the way, let's get ready here. I'll just quickly want to peek into the race director, and I see a lot of hard tires, a few medium tires as well, and it is quite touch and go as well around here if you want to pull up the medium to hards and hard to mediums as well. Safety cars are going to be a probability to consider. And that means fresher tires are going to be the factor that's going to make or break your race around here. Even 3 or 4 laps fresher tires on the same compound has significant pace advantage around here. It is the softest 3 compounds here. We have the C5 softs, we have the C4 mediums, and the C3 hards. So even the C3, despite it's being the hards here, it is pretty soft tire, and it's also pretty good race tire around here, considering the fact that tire wear and tire temperatures, more important, the tire temperatures around here are going to be very crucial. Despite running minimum tire pressures, drivers have been complaining that the tires are going to overheat quite a bit if they start pushing too much early on. So it's similar to real life, where they just have to slowly bring up the tires, and then once the fuel load starts to burn off, that's where they can start to push more and more, become more confident, and then the lap time comes to them naturally. So let's see what happens in the coming time. There we go, 2 minutes is up and drivers should be ready to go, and just in time. Let's see who's starting on which tires. No formation lap, so we are straight heading into the action. 5 lights are coming on, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And when are they going off? And they are off very quickly. We have a little bit of a delay here on the comms, of course. And here we go into turn 1. Looks like Switz gets a good start as well. He's almost pinched there by the Haas. Easy gets up to P2 and a little bit of ding dong going on here in the background. And quite a bit of cars running wide, swapping positions out of turn 1. So it's already kicking off right off the bat here. Right, go Williams support. They're coming in from the Williams as well. I love to support Williams as well as well. That was the team I drove for last season. We see the Ferrari of Shahe. Is that, or is that Aswan who's diving down the inside? It is Shahe who made a audacious dive there to go up into P4. And now let's quickly bring up the tire details as well. For the first few laps, we see Flaky on the softs there. Very audacious on the soft tires here to make up a few positions. And back in front, we still see a few mediums all around, and we see setup hards as well. Zach and Switz on the hard, so those two are probably going to be following each other on the strategy. Easy is already up to Zach in the first lap itself. Now Elia will have to play catch up here as the front two may start to battle, so Elia would love to be joining the DRS train. Predicted strategies are up there. Medium, medium, soft or hard mediums is what you're probably going to go for. Flaky there making another overtake around the outside of our champion, our Season 6 champion Sharis. And now side by side they are into the next corner. Sharis gets the inside and Sharis has to yield the position, and Flaky goes up into P10. What a show there, despite being on the harder tires. Sharis proving why he's champion. Flaky putting up a show here as well and showing that you can always battle someone. Soft tires making it work. Sainz is already picking up a 3-second time penalty. That is unfortunate for him, and that's going to be racking up as the race goes on. So from here on, he pretty sure would not wish to get a safety car. First lap done, and we see a few more cars here going for overtake. Switz immediately on the back of Shahe. No DRS just yet, so no extra boost of speed down the straight, and he'll have to tuck back in for another lap. Oh, a little bit of a slide there for Flaky on the exit. And you can see DRS. Well, DRS is not enabled just yet. Aswan and MacD swapping positions. What's happened to MacD? Was that a dive on the inside by Aswan? Definitely looked like it. And then he goes up to P7. Elia and Shahe now swapping positions. There you go. As we mentioned earlier on, these two backstreets are going to be a point of contention quite a lot today. And it is proving to be so. And Easy now gets the fastest lap behind Zach. And DRS will be enabled this lap. So the first usage is coming out in a couple of corners here on the exit of turn 5, I believe. And we'll probably see a change of lead here, and this 3-man train will continue to fight as well. Let's see if Easy will love to take the lead away from Zach this time around. He's going for it and deploying quite a bit of battery here. Not getting too close though, so he'll stay back for a moment. Elia as well, he's going for it on the inside this time around. Shahid doesn't defend too hard. They are both on the mediums. A little bit of a wheel bumping going on, just the usual around Singapore's tight corners here, and these three are just holding each other up while the front two are trying to get away. Zach still hunting for his first ever victory around here. Not many podiums he has claimed, but a victory around here would top it off for the season finale. Right, another DRS train here being formed by Ayman Haikal down from P9 to P12, headed by Ayman and tail ended by Nabil. Kendra and Zinuvi seems to have dropped down a little bit. There you go, Sharis around the outside, almost making contact there. Ayman on the inside had to yield the position early on for the apex, and now the hunt is on for Sharis, aka Ditto, in today's game. Well, he will have to close down the 3-second gap, which he probably could do in 2 or 3 laps here, and then he's back into the hunt for the win today. let's not just say just yet, but safety car can always be a factor around here. Aswan here, going for an audacious dive on the inside of Scientist, and Scientist doing well to avoid further collision. Now he will benefit from the DRS on the exit of this next corner here. So Aswan rides a little bit wide there, and will Scientist want to challenge his position? Looks like Aswan is defending a little bit there by deploying his battery and keeps the position for now. Switz on the other hand, Switz, Shah and Elia, they're just swapping positions back and forth this top three are. So Switz will have to buy this time, be patient. While he's on the hard tires here, he'll be the one going long, whereas the two in front of him will have to go short. By going short, I mean they'll have to pit much earlier, being on the medium tires here. So a bit of tire strategy will definitely come into play. The hard tires may not be fully up to speed just yet. Switz almost hitting the wall there. Oof. Careful there, buddy. You want to be careful with that. Easy is starting to drop off a little bit from Zach. So I think the hard tires are already coming into play. Quite a big dive here by Switz. Makes a little bit of contact there, but he yields the position back rightfully. And now, well, that has caused Charis to lose DRS on Elia. I wonder if that will turn into an advantage for Switz there. So brilliant move there down the inside. As clean as it could get. Just minor, minimal contact there by Switz. Now on the exit, or the final two corners, he will be within DRS. Shahid would want to get back into Elias DRS for protection, kind of like how the real life GP went with all the DRS train shenanigans. Easy has dropped off a little bit more as well in P2. Now he's a second and a half off Zach here, so that's not exactly looking good. So it's probably proving that the hard tires are really coming into play, as Switz now sticking quite close on the exit as well. And now without DRS, Shahid is left defenseless. Brilliant two-prong move there by Switz, I have to say, really, if anything. And there you go, he's up into P4. Next up for him is Elia, riding the curve a little bit there, just risking it. And now we can quite clearly see the hard tires are starting to perform quite a bit as well. Now it's only 5 laps into the race, and that just shows you how bad the tire degradation is around here. And well, it's gonna carry on until lap 31. My bad, it is 31 laps. It is 62 laps in real life, so that's half the distance, which is 31 laps. So there we go. Already within DRS range. And Easy has found a little bit of time again in the middle sector, or is that Zach just running a little bit wide? We won't know until we get back on track with them. They are still on the same straight, so it's not too far off. Switz is probably battling as Zach for the positions here. Mackie, in the meantime, as we can see in the background, he is starting to catch Scientist as well. Ooh, what's happened there? Zach is already into the pits. That is a quite early jump into the pits. I wonder if he's suffered from a little bit of a wing damage here, or is he trying to go for a very, very audacious two-stop strategy here. It looks like there is a front wing change, so yeah, Zach has binned it a little bit, and now that hands Easy the lead. Ella is up to P2 here, the highest position he's ever run in this league so far in this season. And now Nabil and Kendra are making moves as well. Nabil has dropped down to P12, I think. There you go. And Switz here in the middle sector, no positions made up just yet. MacD and Charis, Charis goes up to P7, so a lot of position swapping going on right now, as we can't really keep up with what's happening. Ditto, Charis is behind Ernest once again, Scientist. And well, looks like this is just going to be a little bit of a back and forth. Let's bring up the tire details once again. Zach, I think that might not be a too big of a disadvantage either, because he's on the fresh medium tires right now. He'll get a race pace advantage, and he might even benefit for that towards the end. So maybe an unlucky moment might turn into his lucky moment. Well, regardless, you definitely want to preserve track position in here more than anything. Ditto that, trying to go for a more Charis, excuse me, Charis aka Ditto, tried to go for it, didn't see enough space on the inside. Scientist just parking his car in the right spots now, defending the inside here, and whoa, he lets Charis go, I think. Might be a brilliant move here, maybe not, I don't know. Just definitely part of his strategy. Back onto the battle for P2 right now, which from P3 has turned into a P2 battle here. Schwitz, I just mixed up the names of Shahid and Switz there. So Schwitz here is going for a move on Elia. Elia being on the medium tires here, switch on the the hard tires. It is the harder tire anyway. My bad, folks. Not doing enough to get close to the medium runner up in front of him. Kendra and Flaky there. That's some more positions being swapped here. Kendra taking advantage of that and going down the inside of Flaky in the previous corner before DRS and keeps P10. And there you go. Nabil has made a surprise move as well out of nowhere. And now he's up into P11. Defends the inside. Let's see from the heli shot here. Beautiful there. Nabil goes up into P11. So not too far off. MacD still fighting for P8 there, P7 with Scientist. Azwan here is starting to close up on his teammate Shaheh, and they are both trying to inch up closer to the top of the front two, which is going to be Switch once again. Performs the same move there, selling a dummy down the inside of that DRS straight, gets him closer to the driver ahead. They will lose DRS, of course. LA doesn't have DRS anymore. And all the while they are battling, Switch makes a mistake there, runs a little bit wide on the inside, and there you go. Shahid spots the opportunity to get past the Mercedes, and now the Mercedes is stuck behind not one but two cars in a DRS train. So a mistake there by Switch has lost him a position, and now it's turned into a four-man train for P2 right now, as Easy continues to stretch his lead in P1 right now. Zach in the meantime, excuse me, he has got him to P13, and it might have seemed like Zinubi, yeah, he lost a few positions there. Zach with that fresh medium tires, 32.1. Looks like he is the fastest man on the track right now, and that is going to be significant as he starts to close up to the rest of the pack. MacD in the meantime, what can he do? Looks like there's still a little bit of a gap here. And now into the middle sector, Shahid trying to stay close to Elia. If he can get past Elia, he might just start to close up to his not his teammate, to his fellow Ferrari engine car of Easy in P1. Still a long way to go. We are barely a third into the race, barely a quarter of the race into it, 8 laps into it, and we still have about 31 minus 8. That's gonna be 23 laps to go. So long way to go. It is quite a long lap around here in Singapore, and quite a long race as well. Zach is already on the back of Flaky right now, and you know he's probably going to go for it on this next DRS straight, as we see here. There you go, Zach making easy work out of that fresher medium tires here. Gets past Flaky now for P12. Next up for him will be Kendra, and then a long train of Ayman, Nabil and Kendra here. So he'll have to work hard if he wants to get back to the top 3, let alone win this race here on pace alone. There seems to be no safety cars. Everyone's just keeping it really clean today. Possibly anticipating that that increased safety car possibility may ruin their chances for the race. As it stands though, the hard tire runners will probably benefit from this if there's no safety car. If there's a safety car right now, in the next lap or two, the medium runners will definitely be the happiest people to be alive on on the planet Earth. Regardless, we continue on to the battle here. Elia and P2 is not having the same pace as Easy up in front, but you can see drivers behind him are finding it difficult to get past him in these tight and twisty bits of this circuit, let alone on the DRS straight. And we once again watch another move made by Zach. Is okay, up into P11, overtaking Kendra, and now 3 seconds ahead is going to be Nabil on the 8 lap all hard tires, Kendra on the Zach on the 3 lap all hard tires. So significant 5 lap pace advantage for sure there for him. And we'll catch back up to him in a few moments as we go back to the action on track here. A train from Elia down to Azwan, and now Shares, would you look at that? Now it has turned into a 5-man train here for P2, and it all could kick off with one pit stop. It all could kick off with one mistake from someone, and next thing you know, someone might just find themselves losing 3 or gaining 3 positions. And for the 5 seconds behind of Shares is Scientist, who's starting to lose a little bit of grip here, I think, on these medium tires at the start, and he will try to get back into this DRS train if he can match up to Elia's pace. But up in front though, once again, as you can see, Kendra Sorry, camera picks up 3 seconds. Shahid now making a move around the outside of Elia. Elia defends the inside. Oh, taps him off, and that is quite a big pandemonium going on there, and that is a lot of positions lost. Shahid was tapped. Shahid tapped around by Elia, and Switz had to jump on the brakes to not hit anyone that might have given him some damage here. Easy's up in. Easy's still leading now. All of a sudden, this man here up into P2, and that is Elia once again spinning in the background, and I think he might have just lost it coming out of the heading into the Anderson Bridge, and he's parked up in the wrong way. He'll better reset into the track before he gets disqualified by the game. Unfortunately, there you go, he's back on track and now up into P11. Zach finds a position as well. Up into P9 he goes, and on the inside, oh wow, okay, brilliant move there. Just Ayman Aikal locking up, and there you go, finds a position real quick. Up into P8 Zach goes. Now back to the front though, we see just over a lap ago, just exactly 1 lap ago, Sharis was in P6, and I might have just jinxed it with one incident, and suddenly he's up into P2 here. He's found 4 positions, and he's starting to pull a gap here. Azwan is following him through on the hard tires as well. Switz is trying to follow through as well. I wonder if there's a little bit of damage on his wing or not. Shahid, who was tapped around by Elia, he's down. He's lost a little bit of time there. Oh, Elia, his day is starting to get worse now. He's into the pits, picks up a 5 second for speeding into the pit lane. He'll definitely have to replace his wing there, I'm pretty sure of it. No wing change looks like it, so unless that is planned or there's no wing change, I suppose that's okay. Elia's not moving. I think he might have missed his gear shift there. Now back onto the action once again. Ditto here, still 10 seconds to Easy, who is running a comfortable race up in front though on the medium tires. So he'll have to go onto the hards, where Sharis here will have to go onto the mediums after this. So it's not over just yet. We know how quick Sharis can be towards the closing stages as well, especially with the fresh tires that he's put on. Alright, let's quickly bring up the gaps as well here, as we notice that Zach has been making positions up left, right and center here. 22 seconds now is the gap. He's definitely cut that by more than 30 seconds now, only down 22 seconds, so he'll still have to do quite a bit of hard work here to get back up to where he wants. But he is closing in the gap every corner, 21.8, 21.7 as we speak, so that is pretty rapid here. He is by far the fastest man on track right now, and he's still doing so by quite a margin here. Now the gap is down to 21.5, so he's still continuing to chug on and cutting down the gap as we go on. Magdi now on the back of Scientist once again. Can he find a way through? Scientist on the hard tires, Magdi on the aging medium tires here, so not exactly the best tires to be on right now, the medium tires, but he's still in touching distance within DRS. And I wonder if up in front, if some of the drivers like Switz and Shahid have lost a little bit of their end plates here and were waiting for a safety car or maybe the pit face to go onto a fresh set of tires. Okay, so Zanubi is now into the pits, so he's first of the Alfa Romeos to make a pit stop here. You see Shahid is already on the back of Switz in this lap, so yeah, definitely I'm guessing there might be a little bit of damage on that Mercedes here, as he collided head on with that front wing onto the back of Elias Alpine. So there's definitely a little bit of element there that is forcing Switz to struggle a little bit here. Now can Shahid pull off a move into this chicane here, or does he want to be careful and wait for the DRS? Looks like he want to wait for the DRS zone, make it easier. And throughout the chicane, as you can see, the hard tire should have been the fastest tire right now, but Switz is clearly struggling with some damage on the front wing. It's not visible from here, as you can see. There's not much, well, there's no indication there's a end plate off or anything, but he might have picked up some kind of front wing damage there for sure. Or maybe just lost a little bit of confidence there after the crash. Right now into the DRS zone here in turn out of turn 5 or turn 4. I might have again butchered it. Now Easy well, not easy. Shahi here. He had a look down the inside but did not have the overspeed on Switz there. And now Switz starting to struggle more as we head into these corners once again. Zach is already on the back of his teammate here. Good team play there by Scientist and Zach to let each other through. And now Zach is released up into P6. And let's quickly bring up the gaps as well to the leaders. Zach is only 19 seconds behind right now, so he's made up about 15 seconds or so with that pit stop that he had early on for that broken front wing. And he's still doing a good job here to catch up. Oh, brilliant move there on the inside. A Scientist there going for a lunge on the inside of the hairpin after the Anderson bridge, but doesn't stick it. And MacD stays ahead for now and gets the P7 position back for himself. Okay, so interesting phase right now. We are 14 laps into the race. It looks like this is right around the time where the medium runners would like to stop, but incidents can happen when you enter and exit the pit lane. So if someone's not careful, you might bring out a safety car for causing a collision. Back onto the action here, we see now Zach on the back of Shahi and Switz already. Will Zach find a way through on his fresher tires? Let's ride on board with him as he clearly has some extra grip here to offer us some show. Oh, very much grippier here, and I think he's being a little bit patient here. He doesn't want to deplete his battery, which is already depleted as it is. Now on the inside, on the outside is looking for a way through. Switz runs a little bit wide there on the exit, and now it's starting to clog up this whole middle sector. Shahi finds his way through. Now Zach finds his way through. Switz lets him through. I think does not want to put up a big fight there, and I'm pretty sure Switz would be looking to get a stop in as soon as possible. Yes, clearly struggling with the corners here, or he might be running a little bit lower downforce, which is possible. Why is losing quite a bit of pace here. Zach on the back of Shahi. Zach would love to go for a move right now. Shahi gets a little bit better exit considering it's a very tight corner and not long enough straight, but look at this. Shahi runs wide. Zach doesn't take a second guess here. Almost went for the move there, but he is still waiting out on track. Easy now from the lead goes into the pits for his first and only pit stop on lap 15, and that hands the lead over to Sharis, and both of them are into the pits as well. So the medium runners are all into the pits. Shai is into the pits. Zach's also into the pits. I wonder if why not he continue for another lap or two. Possibly he would like to battle these fellas and follow them through on strategy alone. So pit stops coming in. Left right side, Zach is in. Shai is in. MacD is in as well. Ooh, a little bit of a ghosting over there. Looks like the Ferrari of Shahi might have been a little bit slow on the pit exit there, and that means Zach has actually jumped him on the pit exit, so that is good. Zach onto the medium tires right now, and Shahi onto the hard tires, so that is an advantage for Zach as he will continue to move on into this race. The race lead has been handed over to Sharis, who's on the hard tires here. He can box from here as well and go on to a set of mediums to the end. Whoa, okay, quite a big dive there for Elia on the inside of his teammate of all people. Sorry, not his teammate. On the inside of MacD, who just came out of the pits, and Kendra doesn't take a second guess here and goes up into P11. MacD on the fresh tires here. I think he'll be just about firing up those tires in a lap or two. Back in front, Shari still leads. Aswan, does he want to jump into the pits? No, he stays out as well. Switz, he could jump in if he wants a wing change here. Looks like he is jumping in, and let's see if there's a wing change coming in for him as well, because it definitely looked like he was struggling towards the end of that stint. Easy up into P3 right now after that undercut. Well, would you even consider that an undercut, being on a different strategy? Well, he is on the the usual strategy here. Hard tires will go easily till the end. Switz gets a wing change as well and a set of medium tires to go till the end right now. So he'll be falling behind his teammate as well. He'll be losing a position to Zach. He'll be losing a position to Shahe, and this is all going to be a pandemonium. He's probably even going to lose a couple more positions here to Elia, to Kendra as well, who are right around the corner here. Switz, oh my goodness, he's lost a lot of positions here. He's all the way back down to P12 here. A big position loss. I wonder if it would have helped if he have pitted immediately after his damage to go on to an alternate 2-stop strategy, which also quite competitive when you have the tire offset around here. Regardless, we still have a half a race on our hand right now, 16 laps into the session. Shahé still leads. Aswan in P2. Easy now catching the pair on the fresh hard tires here. So he will be inheriting the lead quite soon, I presume. And there you go. Our new race leader Sharis is into the pits as well. Aswan might follow him in. Looks like it. There you go. He's following him in, and that will mean Easy will retake the lead of the race. Scientist might inherit that P2 if he decides not to pit this lap. And he's pitting as well. There you go. So a flurry of pit stops coming in as well. Nabil here up into P5 already. He's also yet to pit to complete his mandatory pit stop. He's staying out. Ayman Haikal is staying on as well. Zeg is catching up to them. So this is going to be a challenge if he wants to make the undercut attempt. Gets the fastest lap of the session right now, 31.8, and that means he undercuts the Ferrari of Shahé. And not Shahé, the undercuts the Ferrari of Aswan, and now up into P5 he goes, immediately on the back of Ayman Haikal and Nabil already. So this is probably going to be an overtaking performance brought to you by the AlphaTauri of Zach. Goes up into P4, and next up for him is Nabil. He's going to hold him up probably a little bit in the middle sector unless Zach can find his way through. Right, I'm going to take a little water break here and let you guys enjoy the show from this point on. Alright, and I'm back. Alright, let's continue on what has happened in the past lap and a half or so. Looks like Switz has maintained his P6 there. Magdi and Kendra have been just squabbling a little bit on the positions here. Up in front, Easy, who has been comfortably leading probably more than half the race here, is now being hunted down by Zach and Sharis in P2 and 3. So the gap right now, as we see, it is 15 seconds from Easy to Zach on the leaderboard here. And that will probably start to come down a lot more as the race goes on here. And let's just quickly take a look at the tires here. Easy, who's leading the race, he is on the hard tires here, started on the medium tires. And then we have Sharis, who started in P13, was up to P6, and then found himself in P2 after a flurry of incidents in front of him involving Shahé, Elia, Switz, and a couple more drivers there. And Shar is now setting the fastest lap, stealing it away from Zach. Just a couple of tenths quicker there. So not too bad here. They are matching each other for pace here. But looks like Shar is on the 2-lap fresher tires compared to Zach. Is starting to catch in on Easy here. But he'll have to go a long way on this medium tires. So Easy will be, probably wetting his pants here right now if he cannot hold on to that gap right now. Easy will definitely have to do all he can right now to hold on to the hard tires as they start to get better towards the end of this stint. Zach up into P3 already. He started on pole, got wing damage early on and then pitted early, and now is on to a 2-stop here and up into P3 again. So a very good recovery here from him. 4 seconds behind him is Azwan, who started on the somewhere in the midfield, up into P4 already right now. Shaheh, his teammate, started in front as well. Now in P5, Switch started in the first row in P2. Found himself in a couple of incidents at the start, despite taking no damage, but I think he'd prefer to not have a damaged wing. But in the middle session, middle of the race, just a few laps earlier on, he found himself in a tough position. He was not able to avoid Elia's car, which went for a dive, which was he was defending from Shaheh, and then Elia hit him, and now Switz had a damaged front wing as well. So all that pandemonium happened in a couple of corners, and now Switz is finding himself in a disadvantage in P6 with a broken wing early on, had to change it. Magdi in P7 here, so going quietly, but he's making up the position. Scientist now on the fresher tires here is almost within DRS range of him. Nabil in P9, Ayman Haikal in P10. So this two looks like, time after time in this entire season, you can't separate them. They are always finding themselves somehow in some condition on the same part of the track at almost every part of the every phase of the race as well. Now he gets DRS onto Nabil. Let's just quickly see here what's going to happen. Looks like on down the inside. Will he go for a move? No, he hangs back for the longer DRS right after this. And then P11 trying to recover his race here. Flaky now following him behind as well. Kendra on his new set of hard tires here. Zanubi in P12 almost getting lapped here with 11 laps to go. So Easy is not too far off. And now let's get back onto our race leader here. Easy, who's being hunted down by Sharis. And further behind is Zach. Looks like Sharis might be the first one to get to him anyway. Well, he is ahead, but he's also going faster than the other medium runners out on track right now. Right, to all the Williams fans, here you go. Ayman Haikal now on the back of Nabil in coming out of the Anderson Bridge onto a DRS straight here. A short one, but an effective DRS zone. If you can get close to someone and the driver in front locks up, and you may get a run coming out of this next corner here. Now this has been converted into a long straight due to real life renovations in the track. And Ayman Haikal here stays within a second of Nabil, not getting close enough just yet. But another guy who is getting close is Scientist now on the back of Magdi. Once again, I think this has been a battle that has been raging on in this race since the start of the race, if anything. And now Scientist finds himself, despite having that 5-second penalty, 6-second time penalty, there you go, two track limits violations over there. And now he'll be probably looking to make up for a few positions here. Back in front, let's see. Ditto, Sharis now is able to see Easy on the same straight here, and it is getting much closer. Tire update as well, just to remind you, Easy is on the hard tires here, 6 laps old. Sharis on the medium tires, 4 laps old, and the medium tires will fall off quite a bit towards the end, and the hard tires will retain their advantage just a little bit more. But pace advantage or not, it looks like an overtake for the lead might be coming very soon, and we'll be following them really closely after we see what happens in this battle here. Scientist versus Magdi for P7. Magdi holding on his own in P7 here on the hard tires here. Scientist on the medium tires. So again, it's a battle of the strategies. As a yellow in the middle sector, what has happened there is that an Alpine, I see. Well, we'll hold that thought on for a while. There's a bit of contact here from Scientist, I think, but he lets Magdi by once again, and that's good sportsmanship shown over there. Elia, I think, is having a little bit of a struggle here to recover, and there you go. Elia is actually spun in the middle sector in that old sling corner, and now is down to P13 already. So not exactly going good for him, who was running pretty good in P2 early on. Alright, we resume once again. This time around, Elia, my goodness, my words. This time around, Scientist gets a better run out of the exit, and now with DRS makes a move, but loses it a little bit on the exit. And MacT as well. I think he might have just lost it a bit on the acceleration. Hit Scientist and has lost the position and lost quite a bit of time behind. Still within DRS, so he might be able to make some work out of this. Switch now slowly catching back up to Shahé, who is on the hard tires here. Shahé switch on the medium tires, so it's starting to close up between the two. The other Ferrari of Azwan up in P4 is falling a little bit behind Zach as well, but Zach and Sharis both are now closing in on easy here. So there you go, within the same part of the track already, same corner sequence of the track already. Sharis gets DRS presumably from Easy, or is that the lap car of Sinubi which he got DRS from? And there you go, this is probably going to be a battle for the lead. Maybe for just a couple of laps, maybe till the end. You don't know. We don't know. We'll have to find out here as well as we head into lap 23 out of 31. Still a quarter of the race to go just yet, and no safety cars as well. So drivers have really been keeping it clean and out of the walls as well. And I wonder if that is deterring them from causing any incidents as well. Switch now on the back of the other Ferrari of Shahé. And this also a position, 4 position here, no penalties between them. So Switch will be following him quite closely. Back into the lead battle here. We see Easy now ever so much, Shar is ever so much closer to Easy. And 3 tenths, 4 tenths, the gap is coming on, and into the corners he might lose a little bit. And on the exit he gains it back with that fresher tires. So there you go. Oh, Kendra has gotten 5-second time penalty for corner cutting there, so that's unfortunate for him. Back in front here we see Easy now under attack, not just yet, but he might be under attack in the next corner. Switch into the last chicane here. He is within 2-3 tenths of Shahé. Will he want to go for an overtake here? Will he want to go for the overtake in the next corner? I don't know. We'll have to see who gets a better exit right around here. And onto the back straight as well. That's another Alpine who has spun in the middle sector. Looks like it. Side by side they are now. There you go. Sharis takes the lead away from Izzy. Izzy gets a better exit on the inside. Cuts back around. Can he make a switch back and go underneath? No. Looks like he doesn't have enough grip on those hard tires right now. And on lap 24, Sharis has taken the lead. Easy is up into P2, and we have Switch and Sharis as well going for the position here in the middle sector. Just a little bit of wheel bumping, touchy going on there. Switch forces his way around up into P5 he goes. Shahé down to P6 right now. A bit of yellow there in the middle sector. Was it because of the Ferrari of Aswan up in front, or was that a lap car here? Yeah, it might have been the lap car of Zenubi, or yeah, that has been slowing down to let the others by. Caused a few yellows here and there, but nothing that is going to stop the race. Okay, interesting development as well. Elia has retired. Into the pit lane he goes, and I think he's had enough of the day because of all the incidents. I think he's given up there, and he's into the pits. He will not score points despite being in the top 15, so that's unfortunate for him. Yellows on the pit straight, no overtaking just yet, and we resume the battle. For P1, it looks like Easy has managed to stay within DRS of Sharis here, so not losing it just yet. Sharis up in front as well. He's running low on battery just a little bit. Oh, picks up time penalty there just as we were about to ride on board with him. We saw him run a little bit wide there off the track limits, and that's a 3-second time penalty for Sharis. And Easy will be smiling after he looks at that. He'll have to stay within 3 seconds now, ideally within DRS, if he wants to make this race win his. Okay, Zach as well, 9 seconds behind to Easy. Looks like he's not really catching up right now. Azwan's not really catching up as well. Switch is up into P5. He's slowly inching closer to Aswan there for that P4. Shahid is still staying within DRS, and further back we have Scientist was running in P7 right now with 6-second time penalty. Magdi in P8, Nabil in P9 here, Ayman in P10. So everyone's quite segregated out on track right now. There's not much going on as well. We're right on board with Shahid once again, who is following Switch through on the hard tires here. So the hard tires are maybe going to phase in a little bit here towards the end of the race with 6 laps to go right now. We are on lap 26. Lap 26 has started by the leaders, so we have 6 laps to go right now. And from here on out, if there is a safety car, the best bet, everyone is going to jump in for a fresh set of soft tires right now. But as it looks, Ditto, aka Sharis, our championship, no, I was going to say championship leader, but our champion for season 6, he is still leading, but just barely. 1.3 seconds is the gap to Easy, and now Sharis is carrying the 3-second time penalty on his name, which means Easy will just have to stay within 3 seconds, and that is going to be a race victory for Easy, first ever in this season. Well, that will be the 3rd time someone has beaten Sharis, and it's all been Ferrari powered cars here. Oh, the irony, like in real life as well. Alright, here we go. One more time. Switz, who started in P2, had a good opening stint on the hard tires here, but ran into the back of Elia as Elia and Shahid were battling, and unfortunately caught the back of that Alpine and damaged his front wing here. Switz now can see Aswan is blinking up in front of him, and that is going to be that extra little bit of a motivation to get past this Ferrari as quick as possible. Aswan is struggling a little bit towards the closing phases here on the medium tires. Switch is also on the medium tires here, but just a little bit younger medium tires here. And now onto the pit straight here. Shahid on the back, not Shahid, Aswan on the back of him is Switch. 2 tenths, 3 tenths the gap here on the exit. Looks like getting much better exit there, Switch, and he is sticking so close that he might actually run into the back of the Ferrari, but he's minding his distance. Now out of this DRS zone here, Aswan has nothing left in the tank. Switz has a little bit left in the tank with the DRS, goes around the outside. Aswan defends the inside, a little bit of wheel bumping there. I don't know if that's considered illegal or no, but no, Switz gets the inside this time around, and that will be Switz's way of saying thank you very much, and I will take the position away, and up into P4 he goes. Next up for him though, Switz, it's a long way ahead. 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go. I don't think 30 seconds is a gap that he can make up right now. All he has to do right now is keep it clean, keep it on the black stuff within the white lines on the track limits, and he will be securing that P4. Aswan and Shahid now, are they going to swap positions here? Looks like they are, or not, I don't know. It's turning out to be a Ferrari battle here as well, as these 2 teammates fight it out for supremacy in this season. They just to remind them as well, Ferrari have to finish in the race in order to secure a better championship position against their rival. Zach is into the pits. I wonder what's happened there. Is he going for a set of soft tires here right now towards the end to gamble for the fastest lap? Because he's going to be losing quite a bit of positions right now, and looks like he is just going for the soft tires. Yeah, I don't think he can make that medium tires last. He should have just pitted a few laps later, considering he was on an alternate strategy on a 2-stop. His earlier medium tires had a lot of life left in it, and that is an Alpine stuck in the middle sector. That's Kendra, who's had a little bit of a spin there, and I think he's having quite a bit of trouble here to recover, as the tires are probably very hot right now. Zach has thrown away that podium position, has thrown away that P3, and now he is down to P6. 9 seconds is the gap to the driver ahead, and then for the 1 second to each of the drivers ahead. Can he make up about 12 seconds of gap in 4 laps? That is going to be an interesting question here. It's not too far off. The 3 drivers ahead, Switz and the 2 Ferraris, are on the same part of the track. Zach is going to be catching up to them real soon. Easy up in front is dropping back from Sharis. who is, so far has performed a successful last to first challenge here, barring that 3-second time penalty. If Easy can find anything in the closing stages, I think he's in a good position for his first ever race win. Can Easy deny Sharis a race win? Can Zach catch back up to this train to switch? Let's bring up the gap as well. As you can see here, 27 seconds gap between Switz and the leader as well, so that's no way he's gonna get past them. 9 seconds is the gap from Switz to Zach as the laps are counting down, and quite possible to do in my experience here, but he'll have to pump in the laps of his lap time, of his career, if anything, and get past them. Lap 29 is probably the final lap. Safety car will come out, and there's a spinning Alpine as well, and I think that just might be the end of the safety car period here. So no more safety cars from here on out, all the way till the end. It's going to be a battle settled on the track here, and immediately already, as you can see, Zach with the soft tires is already closed that gap more than 3 seconds here. 4 tenths up on his personal best here in the first part, and he's already on the back of the Ferrari. I believe there's a move coming in into the middle sector as well. Looks like it is coming in much closer than we expect. It may not even have to be on the DRS straight, but the longer R1 can hold off this raging AlphaTauri here, this raging bull, the longer Shahi has a chance here, but no chance there. Look at the soft tires go against the old hard tires here. Zach in the closing stages of this finale is putting on an overtaking show. Now 5 seconds further ahead, 6 seconds, 5 seconds only to switch. This is looking more and more possible as the laps are going on. Lap 30 has started, and that means there's only just about 2.5 laps to go for Zach here to make up that P3 once again. I wonder if he would have pitted 2 or 3 laps earlier, and he would have definitely made up the position towards the end. Unfortunately, the gamble could have paid off or did not pay off, I don't know. But Zach is definitely pushing his hardest here right now. Claims the fastest lap, that is definitely going to be his point for sure. But he'll still have to push on. 4 seconds more to go toe-to-toe against Shahi and Switz here for that podium position. Let's ride on board with Zach for the final 2 laps before we end this season on a high note here. Zach, there you go. Now he can already see the 2 drivers up ahead, so it's becoming more and more possible here. He's already on the same straight here. He's only 2 seconds behind Shahi and Switz in the middle sector. He's going to catch up a lot more on the soft tires here, and you can see them corner by corner. He's inching so much closer there, and Shahi is not being able to get past Switz. Switz is not able to pull a gap as well. Will Switz and Shahi play the real life Carlos Calando moment here and hold off Zach? Will that be possible? This is almost looking like a repeat of real life, and now Zach gets within DRS range of Shahi up in front. And now on the exit, would you look at that, 2 seconds is closed up in the middle sector, and on his delta as well is definitely catching up corner after corner after corner. 3 seconds up on his previous best here, 3 tenths up, and now on the exit of the next corner here, will Shahi be offered a defense here? Looks like no. Shahi just lets him through. Shahi just lets him through. And there you go. Shahi is defenseless against Zach. Now Zach already on the back of Switz. Last lap of the race here. And this is going to be a cracking show if Zach can pull off the move to attack Switz here and reclaim that P3 that he almost squandered with this late pit stop. Okay, now there we go. Here we go. It's 2 tenths only the gap. Switz will be deploying all the remaining battery that he has. Zach as well is going to be deploying everything he can. Now into the middle sector here, into the start of the middle sector, around the outside. Zach keeps it on the white stuff, between the white lines, on the black stuff here, and that gets the inside line into the next corner in the middle sector. He's up into P3 once again, and there you go. A brilliant overtaking show by Zach. 3-stop strategy. How did he make that work? He was winning the race early on, but there you go. What a show. That's been Zach the entire season. He's had the pace, just a little bit unlucky here and there, and he will be coming home to claim his P3. But now we turn our attention for the 8th time in this season. Sharis wins another race all the way from the back of the grid to win it this time around. No safety cars, done it all on pure pace. There you go. Easy comes home to claim that P2. What a race as well. Zach, I'd give him the driver of the day if I love to, but you know, definitely a few drivers here deserved it, such as Sharis as well. Easy as well. And now here comes Zach. Comes home to take that P3 in style with the fastest lap. Switz comes home in P4. Shai in P5. Aswan dropping further and further, but he keeps his tires alive and he will come home safely for P6. A 5 and 6 for the Ferrari. That might be just enough to jump a couple of teams in the championship. I don't know. We'll have to check after the race. As Scientist now comes home in P7. And there you go. It is done for the top 7. Nabil in P8. Beautifully managed race as well. Not as much action this time around. But there you go. Comes home in P8. MACD here. Brilliant showing this season as a reserve. I'd love to see him back in a full-time seat next season. Alongside probably Easy or Shahe or, you know, whoever his friends are. What a show he has been. And there you go. Cross the line. MACD takes P9. I'm a Haikal as well. Brilliant show he's been putting on this entire season as a full-time driver. And now bringing home that P10. He is probably going to celebrate in style. He's giving us a little bit of a donut show here. I love to see that. There you go. What a way to end the season. Ayman, you may want to cross the line before the game disqualifies you. And let's enjoy this show just a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen, as Ayman Haikal crosses the line to end season number 6 in style. What a season it has been. It has been a pleasure to commentate alongside Nick as well the entire season, and Psycho in the first race. We'll hope to see them the entire season, maybe for ACC season number 4, which is coming up right after the January the year-end break. So in the first week of January, we'll be resuming the ACC season number 4. It is going to be Porsche Cup cars, and if you're interested to sign up, it's only a 4 race calendar, just a short season, just, you know, test things out with new servers and all that stuff before we perform a real season with the new custom BOP that has been going around in the community. There you go. What a season, what a race, and what a time I think I've had in the comms box as well. Alongside everyone in the chat, thank you for showing your support for your favorite drivers, for your favorite teams, and, you know, showing your support to the league as well. If you'd love to join, you know, the link is always in the description. And if you're already in the server, you know, feel free to sign up, or, you know, start practicing now for season number 7, which is probably going to be around in, well, if I want to give you some hints, it's probably going to be starting in March, the final season before we end off F1 23. There you go. What a brilliant season. Once again, thank you so much to everyone, and I'll leave you with this finishing screen here, and we will head back off, well, to the bed. I want to say I want to head off to the bed. I actually want to head off to the bed and see if you know, I could get some rest here, and that has been a long season. Thank you as well. Thank you, Zahid. Yes, see you next year. We will see you guys in January for ACC season number 4, Porsche Cup cars, 4 races only. And then we'll see you around maybe March or February for another season of ACC season 5 or F1 season 7. We are still deciding on that. So thank you, everyone. Stay safe. And for the last time, goodbye.